Everything is hockey, hockey, hockey. You're pushing each other and just trying to make.
Hey sports gamers, Ken here with Sopoli, and we finally got some NHL 25 news. We're going to be checking out the reveal trailer, talk about the details around it, and we got some NHL 25 news. So without further ado, let's check it out.
Reacting to the NHL 25 trailer.
Yeah, let's go.
First things first, we see the Hughes brothers. All three right here.
There's two of them on New Jersey nowadays.
Yeah, Luke was also drafted to New Jersey. So
That's right.
and here we start seeing the new features. Let's go back to that frame.
Ice Q. True hockey intelligence.
Yeah. That's the first one of the three new features that comes with the Ice Q thing. So next gen vision control.
L2 is back, baby.
Yeah, basically the idea is that whenever you're controlling the puck, L2 is no longer like a back skating button. It's turned into you being a threat to the opponent's net, basically. So your player will face the net no matter where he is. So yeah,
I mean, I guess
that's the change.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been called vision control, so I guess it makes sense. Makes sense that it's actually used to keep your eye on the net or the puck. I guess if you're without the puck, I assume still.
Goalie is pissed.
That looked
Here's
like a
the-
new animation for being disappointed.
Yeah.
Those are the small things, but like
The
just
goalie
makes the game
slamming
feel
the
fresh.
stick.
Yeah.
Over 250 new animations for skating, I guess. And here we see
Is
one
it-
of the biggest things is right here. The readying up for a one-timer. We see new animations. You can kind of like face towards the puck to be setting up for a one-timer properly.
Yeah, I don't know if it's I mean, I know it's a new feature, but obviously there's been one-timers in the game before, and depending on the year, they either go in a lot or not at all. And I think in the later years, it's been like too hard to score on a one-timer. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with me, but it's just been too hard to score on what I think should be like an obvious goal, and they just won't go in if you're too far away. So I think this is looking to address that if you have good possession and good you're in the slot, you should have a better chance to getting a good shot off.
Yeah, fully agree. So the one-timers, I'm guessing now it's going to be more skill-based when the one-timer, the better the position you're in, the better the shot will be. So if you're facing the net properly, then you're going to be able to get a much harder one-timer off, basically, compared to if you're just facing the net, passes coming from behind you, and you can't really shoot from that position.
It's funny to hear you say that because like fundamentally it's such a basic concept. Like obviously that's how it should work, and that's probably how it was supposed to work in NHL 09 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it seems like they really put in some work into how both the CPU and also the human controlled players are able to kind of react in a more natural way to the passing lanes and that having an impact.
Yeah, that's going to be
how-
actually a huge thing, especially in like World of Chell. You're controlling a player without the puck, and you're going to be able to move into better shooting angles, because in NHL 24, it was like you're always facing the wrong way. You get the pass, you're trying to one-time it, but your player can't even take a one-timer because they're just not facing the right way. Also, new foundational AI. I'd love to see them do something about the AI. I don't know what this means, but there's hope, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the new foundational here means, but I think that's a great point. Like like I said a moment ago, there's been complaints about one-timers being too effective, and then there's been complaints about one-timers not being efficient at all. And I really think that the problem is not so much with the one-timer itself, but the ability to defend those one-timers, or the inability to do so. Defensive side of the one-timer system, I think that's just as important as the positioning of the offensive player is the ability to defend those one-timers, and that I think should ideally give the balance that you want to have in the one-timers. Because if you get a one-timer in real life in front of the net, it's supposed to be an amazing scoring chance, and that's just hockey.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about getting that chance and not so much about if you do get that chance, will it go in? So in the past, either it was the goalies are too bad for the one-timers or the goalies are way too good for the one-timers. But really, it's always just been about the fact that the passes were always coming through. So now maybe with the AI, they're able to play a little bit of positional defense and you don't have to worry about getting scored on like 20 times a game.
Fingers crossed.
Utah's jerseys. Utah's in the game. Also.
Yeah, it's fresh to see. And that deke looks new.
Yeah, the deke. Through your legs from the other side. I like it. I like it.
You don't get to see that a lot in this clip, but it looks cool.
And here's another one of the new features. Reactive player actions.
What is that?
I believe that's something to do with, like, for example, in this clip, the defensive player gets like deked out of the position and
oh yeah,
he like moves. He does like a little like stumble animation to get back in front of the attacker. So something to do with that, I guess. And here we see the skating again. Couple different skating animations. Queen Hughes first. Clip from real life, then clip from game. And
I'm a little scared how the top players are gonna exploit me with this move, but it looks great.
Yeah, the L2. I don't know how I feel about this, but I guess overall I would usually say the more control we have of the players, the better.
As long as it applies to the defensive players as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And as long as the goalie can close that first post on that move, because that's been a problem in the past.
And then here's actually something interesting. Luke Hughes, he starts pivoting before he gets the puck there, if you can see that.
Yeah, but this is real gameplay though, so does that apply to the gameplay as well?
Yeah, but it does look like...
oh yeah, you're right.
I'm not sure. He does have the puck here, but if you're able to move like that before you have the puck, I feel like that would be a big difference.
I agree, because then you wouldn't feel as stuck in the animation.
No.
This is our most important clip in the whole trailer. Finland scoring on Sweden.
There we see the deke again.
Did you catch all those?
Yeah, I was looking through them frame by frame, what every single one of those said, and I don't think there was anything super exciting in the text.
Luke in transition is good.
Yeah.
Utah, chill with the squad. We love that. You saw some cool stuff at the end of the trailer there as well. I guess from this we can assume that it's the Hughes brothers on the cover, and we actually got some information on that we can touch upon in a bit. We also saw 7-day early access. I believe that was with the deluxe edition.
Yes, yeah, deluxe edition.
I gotta say, my favorite stuff in these clips is to see these mocaps and stuff like that, which usually we as fans don't get to see. The thing I wonder about is like how different is it skating on that synthetic ice versus real ice? But
yeah, I wonder if they can go 100% on it.
Yeah, it's a good question, but I think the skating looks really good this year, so I clearly figured it out.
So one thing, for example, here with the next gen vision control, when you're carrying the puck and you use the next gen vision control, your player starts locking onto the net, basically. But what I didn't mention is that when you're a non-puck carrier, the player will lock onto the puck instead. So basically, that's what's going to be helping you get into those one-timer positions. Let's say you're on a 2-on-1, you just hold down L2 and your player should automatically move so that he's facing the puck, basically, ready for a one-timer.
Yeah, and it also looked in the presentation, which you can't see in this trailer, but it looked like there was some sort of visual indicator on the player receiving the pass. I don't know quite what it means, but I'm assuming it's related to the success of the one timer. So there might be some visual cue helping you time that one timer as well, similar to what we see in, for example, NBA games and the timing of those shots.
Right, right. So not only you have to get into position to take a one timer now, maybe it also takes the skill to time that one timer properly to be able to score with them effectively. So I'm interested to see how that works. If it's like too difficult to time those one timers, hopefully it's not too difficult and works pretty intuitively, so everyone is able to use it.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the issues this year has been a lot of penalties taken when trying to go for a one timer. I remember
Right. That too.
Eki talking about this as well. Not only one timers, but also rebounds and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I at least think they put some work into to eliminate that through
Yeah.
this. At least I hope so, because that's kind of annoying when you're just trying to put a puck in the net and you end up with a elbowing or interference penalty for no reason.
Maybe the one timer now requires you to actually time it every single time. So maybe now you can no longer just spam the button. It would be very interesting if it is like if you're pressing one timer too soon, you can't get it off or something. I feel like that could be pretty difficult to master, actually.
There should be some skill involved there. Maybe you get the shot off, but it's not as good if you don't time it precisely or similar. Because obviously we've had then, if you remember the issue that was in the game for quite a long time, I think it was fixed in 24, basically, was that you get a one-timer that is locked in for several seconds. So if somebody gets their stick on the puck while there's a pass coming to you and you try to go for the one-timer, he will just still try and go for the shot, even if the puck reaches you 3 seconds later. Which is
that still happens.
Ideal. It still happens, but I think it's gotten a lot better since it was criticized for a couple years. But what I'm saying is, like, obviously you don't have full control of when the puck is gonna make it all the way to you and when it's not. So don't think it could be penalized too hard if the puck doesn't make it to you and you hit that stick. But yeah, definitely hope there's a skill element to it, like you said.
Yeah, and it's also, I don't know if it's realistically possible to even expect the players to always be reacting to taking a one-timer. I mean, when the passer sends the pass, there is not a lot of time before you have to shoot it. So
exactly, you might be 2 meters apart, whatever that is, 6 feet apart. So it definitely can't be too hard. And you have to account for latency and stuff like that in online environment. So there's I'm sure a lot of problems to solve there, but at least it seems like something is a difference maker when you're doing the one timer. So it's good to see that there's some emphasis put into that.
Yeah, they're trying something.
I'm wondering if the 250 animations is related to skating or is it related to overall 250 new animations? Because it's brought up under skating, I believe.
Yeah,
skate like the
pros. Yeah,
I'm assuming it's talking about skating animation.
Is it too many? Like it feels like there's already a lot of animations you like kind of get stuck in sometimes. For example, like picking up the puck. Sometimes it just sends you flying and you're stuck in the puck pickup animation for like half a minute, it feels.
Yeah, that's a thing I hear a lot, especially when playing sixes and eHockey-Association. People will be like, why don't they remove animations from the game? This game would be great if it didn't have so many animations. But to me, I totally get what they're saying, but I don't think it's that simple. So while I understand, like, hey, let's not put more animations into the game, I get stuck in animations all the time. Maybe more animations means that they are like short animations transitioning into other animations, and that actually makes the game smoother. I would not be against more sluggish animations playing when your player is tired, and then if they're like full on energy, you can kind of have
That
more
would be
control. Like
interesting.
that would feel natural. This is a bit off topic, but what do you think about the total control that were added last year? Would you like to
So
see something change there?
I didn't mind it at first, but really like the problem for me is that the moves just became like too popular almost. So like
Yeah.
this is not necessarily the fact that everyone can do a Michigan, but the fact that everyone is doing a Michigan like all the time. So
Yeah.
maybe for that reason, it would just be better for them to get rid of it. Honestly,
Yeah, it's a tricky subject. Even though I brought it up myself, but like personally, I hated how the Michigan became so popular and
Yeah.
being just
Yeah.
one button press. Obviously, there is a certain skill component to it where you should be positioned in a certain way, but the way they implemented it originally, was it in NHL 23? Or I think so.
the Michigan's been in since NHL 21 actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting old, buddy. Okay, because that was my initial concern with the Michigan goal, was that it was going to be too easy, and a lot of the game changers let EA know from the start when we heard about it. We said that this has got to be like really difficult, and almost nobody should be able to pull this off in a high stress situation. And it was cool to see actually in the European Championship League at the time. There was a GM for a team, an esports organization, that said, whoever of that team, I guess we can say it out loud, H-Reds at the time, whoever pulls off a Michigan in a league game will get a steak dinner from the GM. And even though they had that thing on the, that offer on the table, they were unable to pull it off. And I think I understand that, from a developer perspective, you spend all that time creating this cool thing and then almost nobody can pull it off. But then it's like, then you get a highlight video of somebody actually being able to pull it off, and it's like almost as exciting as when somebody pulls it off in real traditional hockey.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would like to see it go back to that.
Yeah, I got scored on once in the NHL 23 with the Michigan before the total controls was even added. So it was just one of those things where you would only see your opponent try it like once in like 100 games. So you wouldn't even expect it. So it was just completely different because you wouldn't expect it. But in this year's game, you kind of do expect it.
Exactly. And if they pulled it off at the time, you were like, bravo, kudos, respect.
Exactly.
But even those that are great at it, namely, I can think of Carpeg, for example, who was able to pull it off in 23 and 22 and has done a lot of videos on it.
Yeah, he was able to do it in 22 and 21, which is crazy because I must have tried it like literally thousands of times, and I scored a few in 21 and 22. In 23, it became easier with the skilled up ability, which I feel like that was pretty much the perfect balance, where it's like almost impossible without the ability, but then if you have the ability on, then it's actually possible to do on skill stick as well.
Right. But in 24, even Carpig and some other guys that were really good at it before said that it became significantly easier also with the skill stick. So it was not only
it did.
the change to controls, but also it was just mechanically easier.
I don't know if there's anything else about the trailer that we haven't really touched on.
What do you think about one of the last between the leg deeks there? Was that the old traditional between the legs deek, or was that something else? I believe it happens after this here somewhere.
This one with Hughes.
Yeah.
Who else? That one. That one is the new deek. So this deek was in the trailer twice. Yeah. Going through your own legs.
Is it the exact same? But is it the exact same move?
Let's see
this
the other one.
This felt more. The other one, the first one, I thought originally felt more like he was going backwards, and this one was more to the side. Could still be from the same animation, but
one is on the back. This one's on the backhand. The other one was on the forehand.
I like that. I like that.
I wonder if there's anything else new with the goalies. other than the slamming the stick on the ice after getting scored on. Also, something interesting I noticed in this trailer, the AIs seem to be skating very differently. Like the teammate AIs when you're with the puck. For example, in this clip, everyone is like, it looks like they're all going for like a shot, basically.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, the clip was specifically picked for the trailer, so everything's possible. But it does mention AI.
Yeah.
In several. There we go. New foundational AI.
I guess we'll hear much more from them in the actual gameplay trailer.
Yeah, that's true. This was the reveal trailer, and this video was rather short compared to, for example, last year, where I think we got like what was it?
It was like
5-minute trailer.
Yeah.
So this was completely different, but for its purposes of introducing the Hugheses on the cover and the new skating, I think it does a good job. The rest is kind of still
a mystery,
not displayed in that much detail. So I'm looking forward to getting some more footage of the game.
They're kind of keeping us in the dark with all the other new features, so gonna be waiting for that gameplay trailer.
Yeah, actually, what are those clips over there that we just passed here? These ones.
Right there?
Like, what are those?
Oh, that's a good point. That's some sort of new presentation stuff.
Yeah. Looks like in game, so I'm assuming they've got that stuff somewhere. Unless it's specifically made for this trailer, of course. But
yeah, never know.
Looks cool.
Never know.
Before I let you go, let's look at some things that were not discussed in the trailer video. Check out the description of this video for a link to both our article on sportsgamer.gg and a link directly to the official trailer where you can watch the full thing yourself. And in this article on sportsgamer.gg, you can find all the information about the game that we know so far. A lot more details than you can see in the trailer, so be sure to check that out. And I think the biggest thing to answer still on this video is when can we get our hands on the game? The regular worldwide release will be on October 4th. But if you want to go for the deluxe edition, which contains a lot more goodies, you can actually get a 7-day early access, meaning you can play the game already on September 27th. You can also check out the list of all the goodies that you get with the deluxe edition and with the pre-order benefits that you can utilize. One final thing I'll mention about the release is that it's for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S only. So PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are out of the picture. I know this may upset some people, but the good news is that the game will look better. They've been able to add more details to the characters, to the beards, to the hairs, and also the fabrics of the jerseys. And hopefully this will also mean that the player pool that will play on the same consoles and be able to play cross-play will be even bigger than before, with more people being centralized on the two consoles. But that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe, and check out those links in the description. Have a good one.